previously on Talk That Talk.
Like I said, I agree with Justin. You can't really narrow it down to one thing because every ensemble is, has different goals. Like I said, I've played in a few different all-star bands. Some of them was just, just to have fun, let loose, crank up. I mean, that was literally the goal. It wasn't no, you know, let's teach these musicians how to improve themselves. And it wasn't that. It was like, get your horn and let's just go for the gusto. That's how some of the groups are. They're recreational, they're there to have fun. Um, you know, but I can speak about the ensemble that, I've put myself apart with. Um, you know, trying to promote the band world in our community. You know where I'm from, like this part of Virginia, the band scene's falling off. At a point in time, every high school band was 200 members deep. That doesn't exist anymore because it's not popular, it's not cool, it's not being promoted to the small kids, so that when they come to the level that they're able to pick up these instruments, they're motivated to do so. So stuff like that. It's a community outreach, helping these young student musicians grow. What else? And again, keep. Yeah, I don't want to. That's a cop out saying keep them out the streets, but it is keeping some of these kids out the streets. I know some of these kids, and when they be out there in that park in the middle of the heat playing for 4 hours, they get back home, go to sleep. They don't. I know what they used to do. So it does keep some of these kids out the street. But I really think I'm gonna sum it up to community outreach, man. It's really so we can better ourselves, better the culture, and just create an environment where band is fun. Band is something that we all want to do. Because like I said, I've only been to 2 rehearsals, so I don't want to speak like I know everything about the group, the Virginia All Stars. I don't want to say I know everything about it, but from what I've done, like I said, I went there. I had about 4 or 5 little elementary school kids come up to me and was like, "Hey, what instrument is that? How do you play that? Oh, I'm a join band just off of practicing in the park. Something small like that, man." So I think it's making a good impact, and I think that's the main goal of it. Let's promote the culture. Let's improve these students. Let's improve the musicianship of the area. Let's expose them to different things because somebody in the comments posted like, everybody kind of emulates Norfolk State, which is nothing wrong. Cause I think that's a perfect example to emulate. Wink, wink. But exposing them to some different things. There's other ways to get the job done. Now, I'm not saying you got to take everything. You pull what you can, but it's exposing them to other stuff. You can choose what you like and what you don't like.
I have a question. I hate to go on topic. I heard you say Virginia band used to be the high school used to be 200 deep and things of that nature.
For sure.
I don't want like to blame, not saying blame, but like colleges have influence on where they at, and I'm standing on that. Morris Brown went down, Atlanta, FAMU, Atlanta too as well, because I got a lot of culture over there. So what happened? So I know one reason why our bands fell off in the waters and they built it back to train that. Self-explanatory. What was the disconnect in Virginia? Why the high school bands ain't busting like they used to be?
I won't blame that on the colleges because when Norfolk State was big, like in the 2000s, those high school groups were not 200. They were 200 in the 90s.
Norfolk ain't the only school in Virginia though.
Well, I'm talking about Hampton Roads area. So even when Hampton was bigger in the 2000s, the high schools were smaller. It was just that's a public school issue right there. That's what that is. You take music out of elementary schools. Take some of these community programs away. That's a whole nother discussion. But I wouldn't blame that on the colleges, because even like at my school that I teach at now, I don't know. Julian, did you ever go to Norcom to help out when you were in school?
It's funny that you just asked that question because I just thought about when us as a chapter, our elders out, we used to go over to Booker T.
Yeah, Crystal just hit it on the head. I said that on a podcast a couple weeks ago. I feel like that's a topic y'all should do. I feel like HBCUs as a whole, band programs, a lot of them take, but don't give. You know what I'm saying? Like the only time you catch some of them going on a recruitment trip in the fall is if they planned it while they traveling to a game. Why you don't send like a pep band to local high schools? You know what I'm saying? That's another story for another day.
Yeah, we do that. I'm gonna say that because I'm the pep band director at North State, and we went to several high schools, and we play. We do that. The chapters, they go to schools, volunteer. You know, KKSI, TBS, they go volunteer. So we do that. It's not. That's a like I said. The reason why the size down in high school is an infrastructure thing with the public schools. I really think the biggest thing is that they took it out of elementary school, and it's hard to sell band to a middle school student who has to grow up real quick. You know,
Get that lady who on the get that lady who's on the board from Portsmouth who went on. Oh my God!
Yeah. It's the wild west out here right now. You know,
I like her.
But not to get too off topic, but I guess to answer your question, how's the middle schools out there? Because that's what like Julian attest. I'm an advocate for that. I look at the reason why Houston, inner city is suffering because you don't have band directors at middle school level. Like, period.
I'm gonna speak my mind about that though. In my situation, so we have a feeder school which Ricardo used to teach at. It's Waters Middle School that feeds to my school, right? The band director that's there now doesn't relate to students, and I'm gonna tell you about the situation they're in now. That band director hasn't been there for 4 months, and they have not replaced anybody. I got students that march in my high school that's in that middle school, and I was like, "So what are y'all doing band class?" Sit.
So again, that's an infrastructure problem. Like we've been, and they do that specifically in Black and brown areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we can't compare it to a situation like New Orleans because New Orleans could start a charter school tomorrow. They're gonna have a band the next day.
We suffer with the same things. Like they taking band out of the middle school. You know what I'm saying? I really literally had a talk with the principal 2 days ago. I got to start a damn middle school circuit of events to get catered to the middle school to convince the schools that middle school programs actually happen. Like that's another reason why All-Star Band. It's so many kids that come to us and play in the summertime. They don't have band the whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting bad to us. Some middle schools creating, permission slips so they can go march at other middle schools for games. You know what I'm saying? Like the Roots of Music. That's why programs like this happen. So it's so much things that so much reason why it's good, but that had though. I know we like the music capital, and we make it look like that, but we suffering too. Like, if we suffering from certain things, we just don't make it look like everybody else is, because it could be way better than what it is now.
Well, let me try to segue back into what we were talking about. So, speaking about the All-Star Band, I want to add something else.
Can we stop calling it All-Star?
The Mass Band, excuse me. So, I can tell you in Virginia, the group that we have, there's actually a program that'll start in July, I believe. Like I said, I'm not the head person in charge, so I can't tell you exact details. But it's a program for young children, like I believe from 4th to 7th grade, that want to start playing instruments, don't have a program in their school. You know, they have people that have volunteered. Because that was my first job, was teaching elementary school kids how to play trumpet. So I had like 15 kids that, I was teaching them how to play trumpet. But so they're essentially doing that too. They got actual educators coming in to show these kids how to play instruments that are in between 4th and 7th grade. So that's another one of those things for community outreach. Like I said, I want y'all to get behind the Virginia group, because their aspirations are really noble. They're really noble. I'm just trying to say that it may not be the best product right now, but you got to trust in it, because it's for a good reason. They're trying to do good things. And like we said earlier, if you got something to say, help, because they're always welcome to help. I would say they will not turn down no help, including myself. So, but that's my spiel on it. It's for community.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Start an auxiliary team. They need help for the auxiliary.
The next time somebody asks you those questions that I asked you earlier, you lead with, we're starting programs to give younger students access to music. It's been taken out of middle school, so that's one of our goals. Derek, if you had led with that, I would have sat here and shut up. You hear me?
I'm getting my lecture together.
Okay. I just wanted to give you that little tidbit. You lead.
Take a note.
You lead with that.
Yeah.
Crank up.
Hey, I was gonna say that,
yeah, we want
I
to
was gonna
crank
say
up.
that. Go ahead, Justin. You good? Now, I was just gonna say that what Quan was saying and what everybody's touching on. This is year 1 for me in Georgia, and I've taught in several different states. And I'm gonna tell you, going on right now, we've got a FAMU alum that's hosting a clarinet camp this week. We've got another alum that's doing a lower brass camp. And this is why I can just be honest, why you see, for example, Southwest DeKalb had 3 festival bands this year, all 3 of them superior rated. Stevenson, I think they had either 2 or 3, all superior rated. And this is why I can say in this area specifically, you have a high level of comprehensive programs. Not only, marching band, concert band, and jazz, because, and then we get the precision camp coming up, all camps that are really rooted in fundamentals and not so much of the performance aspect. We do have a performance, but it's all, rooted in their fundamentals early. My middle school feeder program right now, next week, I'm going to help out. They have a middle school camp that is required for incoming 6th grade and 7th grade. In order to be in their band program, you have to come to that summer camp. And that's why she's pushing 40 kids to my program next year, which I'm extremely thankful and blessed for, because I know it's not like that in a lot of places, and I haven't always had that. And so, again, having those outreach and those community things, and just to kind of answer the question, I think the goal for Mash Man is to make people better. Make people better than what they were when they came in, by all means necessary.
To give people a chance to play again. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with it, Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I think the difference, though, go ahead, Jess, I'm sorry.
Starfinger just said he wanted to play. Ain't he in the Virginia area? Hey, is he welcome to come play with y'all, Derek?
If he got an instrument, I'm sure they won't turn him around. I'm gonna turn him away.
So. I don't think
right. But I think the difference. I think the difference, though, for an example, we know how big they're actually doing an AND1 documentary, right? Just imagine those AND1 players going and doing AND1 and then coming in to try to play for an NBA season. There's only been a few of them that it worked. Skip Tamalu was the only one that it worked, that he got the furthest. And it just, in terms of, the transition. So, again, I think the goal is make everybody better, but it's hard when you just got so many different opinions and different pedagogy and things like that going on. But if everybody's getting better, more opportunity for people to play their horn, then then I'm with it.
I think y'all covered what the goals are, but I just got a question. I don't know. We high step up here, and because of that, my knees is jacked. Are y'all everybody knees good to be doing this forever, or there ain't no marching involved?
Well, see, y'all Norfolk.
I'm gonna tell you how terrible the situation is when it comes to the marching part, right? I think it may have been last year or the year before last. Whatever. I was watching a mass band battle, and they march in. It'd be some of them dudes just walking in the back, talking as they walking in, hey man, I'm gonna go fuck these dog. I'm like, you're supposed to at least march in. You didn't even try to march. Y'all just go walk in with the white rag, because every brass player now got to have a little white rag in their hand.
Hey, I got some going on sale. Going on sale in 2 weeks.
Wiping their lip.
Lips. You need a rag.
They don't march. So Portia, you would actually be fine. You would be fine.
Oh, okay, because the Legion told me up, honey. I ain't got nothing for you. Okay, nothing.
Question: How when y'all march through y'all little tunnel and y'all had to do that little marching that y'all be doing
That's the strut, right? That's the strut, right?
Y'all hitting that. I know y'all don't have no cartilage left. Y'all can't.
No, I don't. I really have none around my knees. The doctor is telling me, I normally when I had 2 surgeries in the Legion, messed my feet up too, but we ain't gonna talk about that. The doctor told me that, and I had picked up some weight because I couldn't exercise, and I normally run. And he was like, girl, you can try it if you want to, because now my knees is just bone on bone. Yes,
my knees hurt. As a matter of fact,
I get out the bed, it's snap, crackle, pop. Okay,
yeah,
that's why I was asking, how much marching is involved, because I ain't got it. I be mad having to walk from the band room to the stadium now. I don't know how the hell I did it, but I did it, back then. But now I ain't got it.
Yeah, it's tight. Me and the wife, when we start bending down, picking stuff up, all you hear is cereal crunching.
Right.
But
it ain't no marching. I can walk, so I guess it would be all right.
Oh man. Anyway.